And today we're here to talk about a tragic situation that took place in Florida involving two sickos, two weirdos, right? They took the life of a 17-year-old that one, Lenard White, 36 years old. Lenard White, he molested, and she reported the crime. And then he wanted to hire Mr. Robinson, that's 21 years old, to go knock her down. He paid her 6 racks.
Isabella Scavelli was a junior at Hernando High School. The entire school community now in mourning. Family tells us that she was adopted and she lived at this home behind me with her mom. Neighbors say they heard at least 6 gunshots.
When I got up and looked out the door, I saw the police cars out here.
Hernando County deputies say 17-year-old Isabella Scavelli and an adult woman were shot at 11:30 p.m. Tuesday night at this home on Hazel Avenue in South Brooksville.
And not even 24 hours after she pressed charges, and he didn't want to face them charges. So what he do? He sent his boy, he sent his cousin, whatever, to go to her mama house. He went to her mama house, knocked on the door. The knock of death. She opened the door. The little girl did, 17-year-old Isabella. She opened the door, and he started firing. He hit her. She took a shell. She didn't drop. She didn't drop. She turned her back. He hit in the back. That was the one that took her life. That back shot. The mama was in the house. The mama got hit 2 or 3 times. But she survived. She collapsed, but she survived. And she had to watch her daughter lose her life because her daughter was trying to do the right thing. And Buddy didn't want to go to prison. He didn't want to face them charges. So he took it in his own hands, knowing if she already didn't press charges, you're going to be the #1 suspect. If you can't stand what you did, then you shouldn't have done it. Why would you take the innocence of or molest a 17-year-old when they got websites called List Crawler? If you can pay $6,000 for her to get her life took, you can go on that website. It started $40 and up. You know how many females you could have got for $6,000? But you want something that's 17. It's probably underage girls on there. If you so into that, they're like guys like you. You got $6,000. You shouldn't have to take nothing from no female. But what could we do about this situation right here? You know, they got found guilty of this right here, and they're going to get life. I think they court date in January. But they'll get life, right? And then also, the dude who knocked down Isabella, Mr. Robinson, his mama got locked up because she tried to cover it up and lie. It was a third man that got locked up. I forgot what he did. I don't know if he told where the girl stay at, or I don't know what his role is, but he got locked up too. So it's 4 people that got locked up in this. So that's just sick. Yeah, that's just sick right there. But what could we do to protect younger females when they got to go through stuff like this and they got to report it? How can we make sure that they don't get their life took? Because your life in danger once you report a crime. Because if you under 18, you 17, and your father, we got to think, if your father not involved, your father not in the household, or there's not a man in the household. We have to know this. Mothers, single mothers, if a situation like this happened to your daughter, 13, 14, 15, and it's just y'all in the house, she get molested, she get her innocence took, before you report the crime, we need to go ahead. You could report the crime, but we need to go ahead and go get our concealed carry license. Before we do that, we can go ahead, if you're in one of them states, which you in Florida, so you can go in the store and get you a rifle, get you a handgun, we have to. We got to take between $300 and about $600 and get ourselves a weapon. We also need to take another 100 or 2 or 3 and get ourselves cameras. We need to get ourselves cameras around the house, because a lot of these guys, they'll know where y'all stay at. They'll know where y'all stay at because we ain't got no man in the house. So these the steps. These the first steps we got to take. If we don't take these steps, we in high risk of losing our life, getting hurt. Because depending on who molested your daughter, who took the innocence of your daughter, they'll take these measures right here and they'll knock your daughter down. Because they feel like this the only way. Even though if they trying to hide the secret, once this happened, now everybody gonna know it. You could have went through this, did your prison time, then moved to another state, and they don't know, unless they look up your record, they may not know. Yeah, people alone gonna go off, hey, you got a molester in the city, or them alerts when you move in the neighborhood and stuff like that, and you gotta check in on Halloween, stuff like that. But it won't just be everybody just know he did it because you in a different state. You could have did that, but they didn't want to do that. So if we know these guys today, they ain't trying to go to prison for these type of charges, but they want to do these type of charges. We got to take the law in our own hands. The police is only gonna come when the body already dropped. A restraining order is not enough. Bullets don't care. FMJ bullets, they don't care about restraining orders. Hollow tips don't care about restraining orders. Hitmen don't care about restraining orders. They care about the money order that they gonna get to take your life. Now the mama could have easily lost her life. All Buddy had to do was really go in the house and really stand over the mama, and he already hit the mama 2 or 3 times and hit the girl, which by the wounds, it made her lose her life. She couldn't shake it. So yeah, man, we gotta be real careful and understand we cannot answer every doorbell ring. We cannot answer every knock on the door. We need cameras. We don't have no man in the house. Especially if you're not gonna go to the door with a gun in your hand, gun out. It may be even safer to if we gonna report the crime, we gotta call grandma and them, auntie and them. We gotta switch out the locations because with this economy, we can't just up and afford to move, like break the lease, or if you got a mortgage on this house, you can't just up and move. So we gotta send old girl Isabella, we gotta send her to grandma house, uncle house, brother house. I can't say boyfriend. Some, people got boyfriends where, they 17, they can come over there. So they could be a much safer place. Either we got to send our daughters, I'm talking to single mothers, either we got to send our daughters to other family member households. If she got a boyfriend, they could take her in, or we got to bring men to that household to protect. So you have to, if you ain't got nobody, you ain't got no brothers, you ain't got nobody, no uncles, no nothing, then if she got a boyfriend, if you cool with the mama, it may be a little safer to let the boyfriend come over there to the house and let him protect her while she going through this situation. Because he'll be mad anyway and want to do something to one of them niggas anyway. But now if he don't really have a weapon, then he still can lose his life too. It'll just be 3 people dead or 2 people lost their life instead of 1. But if a man come to the door, you never know what the outcome could be. Not to say if it was a man that came to that door and Buddy seen the dude, he wouldn't still pull out. But the thing is, you gotta have a man that come to the door and he gotta have a weapon. I gotta have the cameras to see like who is that? They don't never come over here. Cause these niggas, especially it's been 24 hours, and now all of a sudden you getting men, different men don't never come over there, knock on the door, ring the doorbell. If you don't like what I'm saying, as far as like letting the man come over there, her boyfriend come over there and move in, Or if you got a cousin, he can come over there, spend a night for a month or two. You know what I'm saying? About this trash going on. But the best option would be for her to move. Sometimes, though, females don't know that the suspect, the people that took your innocence, or the people that's trying to take your life, sometimes they don't know that they know where you live at. Sometimes they don't know. But the best thing would be change her school and let her stay with auntie and them. Auntie and them ain't got to pay no extra money. Mama and them still. I send over there with auntie. If I'm a single mama, I give her enough money for food, enough money for clothes, enough money. Yeah. So all the aunt got to do is just switch her schools and let her catch the bus from over there, or however she go to school, go to work from over there. Do it like that. And then mommy, when you riding and going over there to see her, you need to make sure um, people are not following you. Because if they know where you stay, they're gonna be having their eyes on the house. Some guys will get even smarter and put an Apple tag up under your car. If you ain't got no garage, they'll put an Apple tag up under the car and see where the mama keep going. So if you always going over there, like, oh, she must be over here. You see what I'm saying? So this is why having cameras is important, because if somebody park a house down and they just looking at the house, just camping out, you can notice like that car don't never be right there. Why that car keep tent? It'll come right there, sit there for a couple of hours. Don't nobody never get out the car. You see what I'm saying? So you got to be on it like that. It be that serious, especially in Florida, places like that. But anybody can take these measures. When there's a crime like this, anybody can do it. It could be white, Mexican, it could be anybody. But yeah, if you don't want to send your daughter out nowhere, you don't want to send her to your aunt when nobody take her in for this little bit of time, then like I say, mama, we gotta go get a gun. If you're a convicted felon, you still gotta go get a gun. You know what you need to do, mama. It ain't nothing for you to tap in with the streets when we give you the blicks. You got the money, we give you the blick. Let alone you come with one and I just give you a blick. Especially if you got a clean record. And single mamas, like, if you got a daughter that's 15, 16, 17, you see she got a shape. You see she got thick thighs, her lips big, she got hips, she got big boobs, she got a flat stomach, and then you gotta understand what neighborhood you live in, where she be traveling around, like where she walk around, where she hang around, you need to go get a weapon anyway. You need to go get a weapon anyway, especially if your daughter like older guys. Because if we dig into the story, now we gotta ask, how did Isabella even run across Buddy? Was they already talking? Did she hang with a female that be around them type of guys? Like, how did they meet? Was it some kidnapping type of timing? Did he just snatch her up, throw her in a car, take her to a house, and do what he did? How it happened? So if you got a daughter that's fast in them lanes, then yeah, you gotta get your weapon. And you gotta tell your daughter what can happen. But if you and your daughter don't have them type of talks, because you don't let her open up. So when it's time to really open up to you about stuff, so say like if you don't allow your daughter to cuss, it could be a situation where she need to cuss and she can't cuss, she can't really open up to you. Any little small thing, I make a kid, I can't talk to you about this. I gotta talk to somebody else. It's not gonna give her the right advice. Not gonna tell her like hanging in these neighborhoods or being around this type of people or being in this area, or it brings these type of guys and this can happen to you because you fresh, you young. Older men love young guys and they'll do this if you're not attracted to them and they really want you, they don't know what no means. So if you don't have no weapon, so she's 17, mamas need to be lacing these females with pepper gel, brass knuckles, knives, stuff like that, tasers. It ain't got to be no blick. Some females will carry blicks because, you know, they just in the streets. But if you want to be on the safe side, for like on the law, it could be pepper gel, mace, brass knuckles, knives, tasers that shoot out. Not tasers where you got to walk up on a person. Nah, the ones that shoot out. Pepper ball guns, stuff like that. We got to send our daughters out here with that type of stuff. 16, 17. Yeah. The buddy got to take tail, but he can come up with $6,000. And they got websites where they sell tail all day long. But he wanted Isabella. Because I guess that feel better to him. Getting something that he can't have. I guess that turn him on when somebody screaming saying stop. No. That turn him on versus they enjoying it or they get paid for their services and, you know, it's the regular way. They want to hear no, no, stop, and screams. That's what turned them on. So you got guys out here like that. So besides all that, man, ain't too many more. Besides, you know, protecting yourself, moving, letting your daughter stay with somebody else if a situation like that happen, getting restraining orders, letting the police know it ain't too much more you can do. Besides move out the state, that's still considered as moving. So yeah, like, but if you don't do nothing, you just report the crime, you don't do nothing. You just waiting for the enemy to do anything he want to do. Whether he want to pay you off, say, hey, we give you 15,000. Whether you want to take your life, yeah. So yeah, that's my take on this conversation though, man. It ain't gonna never stop being weirdos and pedophiles and sick motherfuckers like them. It ain't gonna never stop being them. So we just gotta take the right measures as single mothers and adapt that stuff into our life, teach our daughters. And yeah, because y'all ain't got no man now. I ain't got no boyfriends. She ain't got no boyfriend. So y'all gotta do man shit and protect yourself. Or you'll just be sheep to wolves. So man, y'all hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, share the video. Eli Credit Repair, link in the comments if you want your credit fixed. My backup channel, he was with him. IG _game_splitter. My Cash App, $ the game splitter. If you need that Eli Credit Repair link, come to the IG _game_splitter. Go.